Hello, we are going live. Oh, I love what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today because I'm all about efficiency. I'm all about managing my mind, managing my time so that I can get more important things done, right? More important things, not just more busy things. So that's what we're going to be sharing today. I'm going to give just another 20 seconds to have people get a chance to get on. Hello, I'm Jessica Perez-Beebe. I go live every Thursday, 12 p.m. noon Pacific time here in my private Facebook group, Manifest Your New Mindset. Some of you are watching the replay later in the week on YouTube, sorry about that. And wherever you're watching from, if you're watching live or you're watching the replay, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm in my garage office. So that's what all that background is. And like I said, I'm really excited to share this tool with you. So post in the comments, what do you struggle with mostly on time management? What is the biggest sticking point for you? Do you have a tool that you use to track what you've been doing, to see how efficient you have been throughout the month, what you accomplished, and what you still have to accomplish? Let me grab something. I'll be right back. There we are. Okay, so what I want to start with is what I do at the beginning of every month, and then we'll look at how I then track at the end of the month. So today is January 31st. So we finished a month, now we're going into a new month. So you can use this, whether or not you've been tracking or not, you can use this from this point forward and it will make a big difference in your life. So this might look upside down, I'm not sure, but you get the idea. Okay, so what I printed out was my February calendar. So all that I put on this calendar, well, it has my travel dates, and it has like important meetings, and yeah, has important meetings, has my travel. You can see I'm traveling a ton next week and the week after because I'm going to be in an intensive leadership training where I actually get to train other leaders and entrepreneurs over the next 3, 4, 5 months. So that's pretty exciting. But here's the main thing. On the bottom of this, and you don't actually need to see what I have written, but on the bottom, I have the word February focus. February focus. I have those 2 words. And what's important about that is I choose one main thing to focus on for the month. Now, oftentimes there's 2 things on there, but the most important thing is listed as number 1. So February focus. Now, this is specifically for my business. If I had some personal stuff, it would be on there as well. But this is specifically for my business. So my main February focus is training my new sales team, okay, for something that we have coming up. And then the second piece of that February focus, meaning not as important as number 1, because that's the priority for the month, is starting to enroll into my new group program. Okay, so the reason I share that piece with you is because you need to go into your month already in having in mind, having in clear focus that which you intend to focus on and therefore accomplish in that month, right? So many people just go into their month, go into their week, go into their day with no plan. And when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You've heard it before. When you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So you want to have control energetically and in your mind's eye of where you're going for the month. Okay, super important to set up your month in advance. So this calendar's already been done. It's already been done for a few days, okay? So I have my main February focus, and then from there, I reverse engineer the things that need to happen, right? What do I need to accomplish? So that is all written there. And then within my calendar, I have, when we're doing our meetings, and all of that kind of stuff, right? So you have to have the action items that are going to support what your main focus is for the month. Really resist the urge to put 4 or 5 things for the month. What's going to happen is you're going to water down how well you're able to do any of those things, and you're really splitting your energy, right? So it's like everything gets gray. I want you to be laser focused so that you can actually accomplish something and accomplish it really well, right? So 1 to 2 things, that's what you put on your calendar, your February calendar, and it's your February focus. I already even have a snapshot of what my March focus is going to be, and then that will be printed out too. If you are an entrepreneur like I am and you have a team, your team would have this as well. So everybody is on board. Okay, so I print this out, I have it as my focus. Then I have all my other whiteboards all over where I have what I'm working on that week and the next week and the actions that I need to take. Okay, so when people say they get overwhelmed, I don't know what to focus on, things are just happening, it's because you have not planned. It's because you have not decided the direction that you want to go for the month. And when you don't plan, what happens is anything that starts coming, you start reacting and start trying to put out small fires, or, okay, I'll respond to this, I'll do that now. And then you feel like you haven't accomplished anything. You feel burned out, you feel tired. And that's the opposite of how you want to feel. Because I'm going into the month already with my focus and knowing what I need to do to achieve the goal that I have for the month, then I can direct where I put my energy and my attention, right? So I already have scheduled out what my meetings are, when all my coaching clients are. I always have my specific days of the week that I'm completely off so that I can do other things. And when other things come up, I don't let people pull me off of my focus. You can't let other things or other people pull you off of your focus. And that's why you got to have your focus set up ahead of time. Okay. So here we are at the end of the month, and I wrote out basically what I do at the end of each month. Okay. So I'm going to share this with you. I don't know if this is upside down or not when you're looking at it, or backwards, but it says month in review. Okay. So I'm going to go through 7 questions with you, okay? And I keep these poster boards everywhere in my office. So I have this one up, and I ask myself these questions at the end of the month. Number 1, did I hit my goal? Did I hit my goal? Simple as that, yes or no. Now, like I said, you might have 2 goals, so you can have, did I hit my goals? But number 1 is always most important. So did I hit my goal, yes or no? And then why or why not, right? So number 2 becomes, to answer why or why not you hit your goal, you're going to say, what ways of being or thinking did it require of me to hit my goal or to miss my goal, right? So what ways of being? How were you? How did you show up for yourself that month that resulted in you either hitting your goal or missing your goal? So here's some examples. I was an excuse maker. I was a victim. I was brave. I was bold. I was lazy. I was fearless. Like, I'm going to put on here, yes, I hit my goal. I had a goal this month to sign up with a company to put together a workshop that I'm doing and run traffic and all of that kind of stuff, right? So that was my goal. My goal was to get that set up. I hit my goal, yes. What ways of being and thinking did it require of me? It really did require me to be fearless and to do something for the first time, just like it will require of me when I get there on April 6th and 7th. But it also required me, what ways of being and thinking? It required me to think like a person who has a really successful business and runs really great workshops. And so that required me to think like that and to see the vision of that being something that was worth investing in. Okay. Number 3, what actions did I take or not take that resulted in me either hitting my goal or missing my goal, right? So what actions did it take? Some examples would be just for regard, whatever your goal is. It could be I set the alarm an hour earlier, right? Like I got up an hour earlier than typical every day. That might be part of what it took for you to hit your goal because you needed another hour in the day. It could be I skipped wine at night. I know for me, I love to drink wine, but if I drink wine, a couple glasses with dinner, oftentimes I'll feel a little bit slower in the morning. So when I'm in a work stretch like I am now, I put myself, and I learned this from my business coach, Shanda, to put yourself in 90-day stretches where you can work a lot because you're going after a very specific goal, and then you chill and you rest and you take off, right? So I'm in a stretch. So for me, I'm not going to be drinking wine at night and feeling tired in the morning because I know that makes me less productive. So that could be one of the actions that it required. What actions did I take or not take? So maybe you had a weight loss goal and you didn't hit your goal that month. Well, what actions did I not take? I failed to exercise every day, right? It's simple as that. And if you did hit it, the actions that it took for you to hit it is I committed, I went to the gym every day, I set my alarm an hour earlier. Make sense? You guys with me? I know there's a few of you live, so let me know that you're with me. Click that. I know you see that little like heart button and like button. I want to see that you're engaged. Number 4, your next question is, as a result of 2 and 3, right? Your ways of being and the actions that you did or did not take. As a result, today I blank, right? So you fill in the blanks. As a result, today I am 5 pounds lighter. Or as a result, today I haven't lost any weight. Or as a result, today I have a venue for my workshop. I have a support team in place. I have a sales team, whatever it is, right? Fill that in. It's really important that you review yourself at the end of the month. Just like, you know, employees, you get a review. That's for a reason. It's not to pick on you. It's to show like what you did really well, what you can improve, what you get to do better, and what actions and ways of being did you show up with or not show up with. It's important for you to see what actually produces results and what doesn't. Okay, so 5th, rate my commitment level this month. So I always rate my commitment level. How would I rate myself in terms of productivity and commitment in January? So I'm going to give myself a 9 for January. A lot of my months are a 10, and sometimes I have a 6 or 7. In the summer, I wasn't committed to much. I was committed to my time off. So it just depends on what your goal is, right? Like my goal in June was way different than it is now. So that's why it's really important to start off before you go into the next month with your focus. And then at the end of the month, review it. Okay? Because most of the time people are just like, I don't even know what I got done. What did I do? God, time flew by, right? Well, that's you like giving up control or acting like you don't have any say in your life. You do. And the more organized you are, the less overwhelmed you will be. Believe me, overwhelm is a choice. If you're like that person who's running around like wearing your busy like a badge of honor, I used to do that. I was guilty of that. You know, all that's doing is giving you a false sense of accomplishment. When you are focused on 1 or 2 important things in your life at a given point in time, you're not really going to be overwhelmed because you're not trying to do a bunch of different stuff. Your energy is focused, it's streamlined, and you're taking the actions that are required in order to accomplish what it is you want. Simple as that. And you do it with gratitude, you do it with grace because you get to do it. It's a blessing to be able to pursue what it is that you want, right? So you don't have to be overwhelmed. All you need to do is put some systems, put some tools in place, and stick to it. So after you rate yourself, my last 2, and they are my favorite, is number 6, what am I most proud of? Like, what did I do really well last month, right? What did I do really well in January? And then what am I most excited to do better or differently next month? And I say most excited because you really should be excited, right? It's not about like poo-pooing all over yourself, like, oh my God, I like bombed last month, or I didn't do this, or I didn't do that. It's just feedback. That's one of the things that we learn in this leadership training that I'm going to be coaching in starting next week, is everything in your life is just feedback. You don't have to judge it as good or bad. So many people want to judge good, bad, this is bad, this is good. Guess what? It changes at different points in your life what you think is good and what you think is bad. So just use it as feedback for, okay, this is occurring, or you know, I didn't hit this goal, or you know, this is what happened, or this is how people are reacting to me. That's feedback for how I'm showing up, for my level of commitment. It's feedback for whether or not this is something I want to do, or if it's something I'm just doing because I think I should do it, right? So just look at everything as feedback, do your evaluation, and then get your rating. If you were a 6 for the month and you want to be a 9 next month, what does that require? So take a minute, not a minute, but take some time, some deep time to really get centered around what it is you want to accomplish next month. And then you could put together your, and for if you don't have a business, or you don't have, you know, a lot that you need to schedule in, this can just be like a big Post-it note or on a big whiteboard for you. You can put what the focus is for that month. The focus for that month for you in February could be gym time, right? So like if that's one of your goals, is to get back in shape, and you love going to the gym, put that as your focus somewhere. And that's all you need to focus on. People get overwhelmed because they have these long lists of things to do. Typically the things that are on that list are not important. It's like urgent stuff, right? The important stuff is the stuff that people always avoid. The important stuff is that which you need to be doing in the world, right? It might be writing that book. It might be starting that business. It might be getting your butt to the gym because you know that you feel so much better when you're working out and you've gotten out of the habit. So whatever it is, when you're structuring your month to come and what your focus is going to be, make it something that actually makes you a better person, not just something that is checking things off the list, right? Something that's going to move you closer to who you want to be in life, the goal that you want to achieve. So